Ladies and gents, welcome to the platform. Next to me, I have one of my favorite entrepreneurs, business people in South Africa. He goes by the name Sylvester Chauke. How are you?
I'm very good, thank you. So good to be on your show tonight.
I believe I've known you for like almost 10 years, and this is the first time that I get to interview you. And you've played a very big role in what I do in terms of content, but that's a story for another day. So, for those that may not know, Google Sylvester Chauke and you'll see his remarkable work. Award winning entrepreneur, business person, owns an NJC called DNA. And today we are here at an event by Tastic whereby they are raising funds, through art. So, I call him Sly. Sly, tell us about, tonight. Why are we here today?
Tastic, is a brand that's always rooted in the community and in the spirit of elevating people in our country. And of course, in the last 12 months, there's been a concerted effort to try to raise funds to help young people who need to get into university, into tertiary university, particularly in the areas of creative arts, because as we know, these are the areas that are highly underfunded, and Tastic felt it was a great opportunity for us to raise funds to assist these students to be able to get university training so that they can become better creatives in the future.
And before you became, a business person yourself, you also come from a corporate background, and and that played a big role. But a lot of entrepreneurs in SA kind of like had to figure it out on their own without formal training, right? So now my question to you is like, what do you think government can do, to empower entrepreneurs in the country that just want to get started but don't have the resources?
I think, your question for me has got two kind of key areas I'd like to kind of highlight. The first one is the importance of experience. And I think many of us underestimate the importance of working in companies before starting our own hustle. I think you learn a lot. I think you get to see what works, what doesn't work. You get to see your style, your flow in an environment. So I give kudos to the environments that trained me, that made me who I am today. Because I think without that, I would have to struggle in the enterprise, trying to learn the things that maybe I could have learned way back. And I think that was something that's quite important. So I think whether when I was working as a sales rep at Verimark, selling twisters and health walkers and that, or working at Macro and Dion, selling products within the store, all those key elements, they're helpful. And sometimes we look down upon our early starts of smaller levels of careers, but we underestimate the importance of what that can do to driving a work ethic and an ability to build an interesting career on it. So I think, everyone listening, where you are right now is perfectly necessary for where you're going into the future. That's quite important. And the second part about what can government do? I am very wary about what can government do, because I haven't had a very good experience of government doing anything that has had an impact on me necessarily and the enterprise. And I think it's really more about what can you do regardless of government. What can you do with what you got without having to wait for someone else to do something. I've been in the industry for over 22 years, and the conversation of transformation has been a conversation that has been in my radar since I started the career. Government has not been able to do much in my industry to elevate it, to strengthen it, and to give opportunities where previously it was difficult to get access to it. But I think at the same time there's been a very good step change in that we all realize what we've got the power, the ability to develop. And I think our government, in my view, will find us along the way. They'll catch up with us.
Bazosithola phambili. Lastly, I wanna, get some insights from you. We all know what's been happening over the past 3 years or so, and now it's 2022. So, as someone, you're a brand architect. What are some of the insights that you think brands can learn and do better in the year 2022?
I think what brands can do better is really reflected upon a lot of brands currently in our continent who not only have they realized the power of what we have as a continent and the cultural nuances that we have to work within, but I also think the reflection of who we truly are to the world. And I think it's amazing, and you see that in music, and I know, of course, you are a big muso yourself, the appreciation for our talent, whether it's reflected in Amapiano or the work that's coming out of Lagos in Nigeria, or Kenya, or Angola, Botswana for that matter. There's been such a wonderful influx of really great creatives that are reflecting the country and the nuance of where we are now, and the world is enjoying that. Think of Elaine, think of Wizkid, Burna Boy, all these individuals that are filling up, arenas across London and the US, and you have massive amounts of people going to listen. That says our voice is being heard, and the influence that we have is being appreciated. And I think what brands can do is tap into exactly that, tap into what we have to offer as Africans to the rest of the world, and not just what the rest of the world has to offer us. And I think if we can start reflecting that, and I see a lot of brands nowadays really reflecting the artistry of African creatives, and that's beautiful. It's really beautiful, and I'd say if we can get to see more of that, I think we'll thrive a lot as a continent.
Well put. Thank you so much, Sylvester Chauke, and thank you so much for being on the platform. Yeah,
it's always a pleasure, and I must say, it's so great to see you doing your thing. I really appreciate the focus, but also it takes a lot to stay on course to what you believe in and to fight for it, and you do that every day, and I really appreciate that, and may the platform grow from strength to strength, and may you also just continue to shine African excellence everywhere you go.
Thank you so much. Danko. Let's